Mr. Toastmaster and fellow Toastmasters. Last week we were focusing on our ideal self or an ideal person, and we kind of had a general consensus that there really is no such thing as an ideal person. But I think that we can become a better version of ourselves. I think that we can strive to become better, and I think that's part of why we're all here today. So when it comes to becoming a better version of yourself, I am definitely not the best version of myself right now. I will admit it right out front. I have lots and lots of room to grow, and that's actually why I chose to do this speech in particular, because I thought, you know what, if I want to become a better version of myself, why not force myself to do some research, to look at some new ideas, and to really evaluate what it takes to become a better version of myself, if it's at all attainable. And so I spent some time doing some research, what little research that I have, and I read a book called Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins, and I came up with 3 very simple, and I stress simple ideas on working towards becoming a better version of myself. Whether it applies to you or not, I'm not sure. So the 3 simple ideas that I have come up with are to set inspiring goals for yourself, to take action towards achieving those goals, and to focus. Now, again, you're probably thinking, we've all heard of goal setting. This is nothing new, Michael. What are you bringing up goal setting for? Well, the reason why I'm bringing up goal setting and the reason why I'm bringing up these 3 points is because I know it needs to be simple, because it takes a lot of effort and persistence to be able to do these things on a continual day-to-day basis. And I think that if we can work towards doing them, working towards these 3 action items, I think we can become better versions of ourselves. So first of all, setting inspiring goals for yourself. Now, what is an inspiring goal? Is it a goal that inspires other people? Maybe, possibly. Is it a goal that's maybe buying a big house and a fancy car? Maybe, if that inspires you to become a better version of yourself. So, and that is really the key point, is I need to set goals for myself that challenges me to become more than I am right now, because I'm not the person that I need to be able to achieve that goal that I set out. So we need to find goals that challenge ourselves to the point where we wake up early to try and focus on achieving them, and stay up late, even into the wee hours of the night, so that we can get that one more thing done towards achieving that goal. So one of the goals that I've set for myself, as you probably already know, is to become a more competent communicator, a more effective communicator. Because the reason why it inspires me is I know that if I'm a more competent communicator, I'll be a better father, I'll be a better husband, I'll be a better employee, I'll be better in many different areas of my life. So I thought maybe this is a good goal for myself to set. Now, if I just set a goal and I think about it and kind of leave it at that, that's probably more so just daydreaming than anything else. I'm not actually taking action to work towards achieving that goal. So the second point that we need to take is we need to actually do something about it. We can't just make goals and dream about them, because that's where they'll stay, is dreams. So the goal that I had set for myself of becoming a better, more effective communicator, of being a Toastmaster, didn't actually come into fruition until I put it down on paper. I said to myself, okay, I need to become a better communicator, so I wrote it down, and then I said, okay, well, what action items can I do to actually work towards achieving this goal? I thought, well, there's certain people who are in Toastmasters that I've met that have been effective communicators. Maybe I can work towards joining a club. And it took me probably about 3 months to actually cross that off of my to-do list, because that was the one item on my to-do list that I was absolutely terrified of. And still am a little bit scared of doing public speaking, I'll admit. But that's another thing I learned about these to-do lists, is that those items that are on it that scare you are probably the most important items to cross off, because those are the ones that actually are going to make the biggest difference to be able to help you achieve whatever you're setting out to achieve. And to give you a little bit more confidence about this idea of writing down your goals and then also coming up with specific action items to do to take on these goals, there's a study done by Dr. Gail Matthews from Dominican University, and she had 5 different groups of people who all had goals, and they put out the research, the study, where each of these sets had to work towards achieving these goals, and they each had different ways of doing it. One group, the first group, just thought about their goals and thought, you know what, I want to do these things, and they had a 43% success rate, which I think is actually pretty good for just thinking about a goal and actually achieving it. Maybe they set their goals really low, I'm not sure. And then there's another group, the 5th group, who stated their goals, wrote them down, and then made weekly strategies to come up with ways to reach those goals. And then they also shared it with their friends. They told their friends about it, and they had a 76% success rate of achieving their goals. So there's quite a difference, a third more, 33% more chance of achieving your goals if you simply just write them down. So, but setting goals and writing down action items is definitely something that we should be doing, but the challenge is that we probably all have more than one goal. We probably have 2 goals or 3 goals or more. So if my goal is to become a more effective communicator, I'm standing here going, okay, I should join Toastmasters. And oh, also I want to learn French. That's a good goal. I'm going to try and stand over here as well. And oh, I want to be a good father as well, but I don't have any more time to stand anywhere else, and I end up running out of resources. I start getting overwhelmed with all the action items that I have made for myself because I have all these specific goals, which leads me to my next point of we need to focus. We need to narrow down exactly what we need to do, define times that we can do it in, and if there isn't enough time, then to go, you know what, we need to prioritize our goals and maybe say we're going to reach these other goals at a different time. So I think that these these items of setting inspiring goals for yourself, setting action items, and focusing on them one at a time, I think that I will hopefully become a better version of myself. Probably never the ideal version of myself, but I think that we can all improve. So